Hi guys, thehavasuhiker here, and I want to talk to you about what I carry in my survival pack when I go hiking. Now, the reason I'm doing my video indoors today is because it is 117 degrees outside right now. And now I could take it for short periods of time, but my camera equipment, my phone would not. It would break down instantly. That's how hot it is. It is literally hot enough to fry an egg on the pavement. In this kind of weather, if you're hiking, you're insane. If you're in a survival situation, you need plenty of water, you need the electrolytes. And that's just what it's going to take to stay alive, minimum. You're also going to need cover from the sun, because the sun is absolutely brutal right now outside, and that's why we're not out there. So I carry my 782 gear that I was trained with in the Marine Corps, which consists of an H harness, cartridge belt. I have a 1-quart canteen, K-bar, my tomahawk, and my ass pack with all my survival gear. I have the old IFAK, which I will change out, and I'll have that update at a later time. The first thing here I have is a Swiss Army knife. And those are some of the best multi-tools ever made. Next, I have a Amazon multi-tool with a driver set, because you never know. And this thing's a little cheaper, and sure, you can upgrade if you want, but for now, this is good for me. Next, I have a fire kit, or a fire starting kit. Got this nifty little doohickey striker that I bought on Amazon. It's got a carabiner, and it's got some tools on it, like a little wrench and what have you, screwdriver. That's not really the important part. The important part is this: strike a spark. Next, I have a tinder kit, which consists of cotton balls with Vaseline to strike a quick spark and start a fire. Next, I have a whole candle that I cut down, and that comes in handy in warming the tent sometimes, or just starting a fire. I have a folded piece of aluminum foil, so you could start your fire without it blowing away your tinder. And next, I have a fire kit. And you'll notice I've got some duct tape on it, because you can use duct tape to start fires. And inside this, I have a lighter, a ferro rod, a magnesium strip, and a bellows. Back. Next, I have a goodie bag full of tools and lights and other miscellaneous items that I will need. So let's take a look at all the cool stuff my little goodie bag has. I have light with a headlamp and 2 glow sticks, and my headlamp also has a red light so you don't blow your night vision. I have a signaling mirror and another extra Fresnel lens, and if you look, this is one of the better signaling mirrors. Next, I have shelter, and this is a little bivvy made out of thermal emergency blanket stuff, and I also have 2 thermal emergency blankets. I've included several carabiners. I've included a compass. It's a cheap little Coughlin or Stanley compass. I've got my sharpening stone for my knife. And these can be used to either blow your nose, start a fire, or wipe your butt. I also have a pair of cheap binoculars. Now, these are cheap, but they're great for, in case you get lost, you can look way ahead to see where you're going and where you've been. Next, I have a thermometer, which on a day like today, I tell you, it's hot. I don't need a thermometer to tell me that. And I've also got these nifty little survival cards. Now, I got these survival cards on Amazon, and they come with stuff like arrowheads and saw blades, knives, fish hooks, another knife here, more fish hooks, arrowheads, spear point, frog gig, and some fishing lures. Now, I haven't had a chance to use these yet, but I'll be definitely doing another video for that. The next item I have here is some tea, and some herbal tea to help you relax. And I've also got these squinchers in here, which are great for electrolytes. I waterproof everything in these little plastic Ziploc bags, like I have here, and I have a large one here, which can also be used as a water container or water carrying device. Or I could use it to carry other things. Also, for my land nav kit, I have this Ranger pace counter. Now, if you'll notice, I've also included some of these cool little cards in here. And what these are knot tying cards. So it's something to pass the time when you're out in a bush and you're camping. And if it's just great for a general refresher course. I also have these map reading and topography land nav type cards. And here I have some of my cordage, which is 550 cord. I've got about 50 feet right there. Over here you'll notice I have a military poncho, which I can use for shelter or a ground cloth, or just to keep me out of the elements, the rain, or keep me warm at night. I have an old school canteen in an old school canteen cover. And I love these. These are 1-quart canteens, and they've got a little pouch right here for water purification tabs. You'll notice that. And if you take it out, in here I have nested my canteen cup for making tea or purifying water or making soup, anything I need. I also carry these 2 bandanas in here for a variety of reasons. One is for fire starting, or I could filter water out, dirty water, into a canteen before I boil or purify it. Another one's just to wet it and put it over my head. Sandstorms, you name it. Bandanas out west have a variety of uses, and you should always have at least 2. So the last couple items I want to point out in my survival kit is my K-bar fieldcraft knife and my tomahawk. The last item is my field knife, which I have also attached to my H-harness. And if you'll notice, kind of big there, that's a Marine Corps K-bar, and it's great for a field knife. It's great. It has a million uses. You could chop wood with it, and we'll have another video about that at a later date. Now, I like to get wisdom from as many sources as possible, and I like to follow others' examples. And the Indians use tomahawks all the time out here. Now, you'll notice mine has a hammer head, which I use for hammering spikes, and it's also got an axe head, which is pretty sharp.